Good morning, robot statue. It's like 6:30 right now. I gotta head down to pickup point for my tour for today. I'm doing what I call sole roulette, which means I didn't bring an umbrella today. And it is already pretty wet out. The risk of rain is only supposed to last 2 hours though. And I'm hoping that it doesn't rain while I wait, and then I just hop in the van, and then I'm risking it. But regardless, it'll be all right. Last full day in Seoul today. I don't know how I feel about that because yesterday was freaking awesome. But I'm sure it will be, I don't know, good and time to move on, I guess. All right, I'm at Imjingak. Imjingak? Spell it over here, I don't know. Yeah, Imjingak. So this is kind of an intermediary place on the military border between North and South Korea. Also, I'm catching some demilitarization Pokemon here. But yeah, so Imjingak, when the two Koreas separated, it separated a lot of families, and they formed Imjingak as kind of a memorial park between the two countries to memorialize the separation of those families. So this is stop number one. It was really fascinating driving here. He kind of talked about all these different things, like how they kind of made an agreement in the 2010s to that like South Korea was providing power to Kaesong in North Korea in order for North Korea to produce some things for South Korea, because the wage labor is so low. But then North Korea took that money and made nuclear weapons out of it. So South Korea cut it off. But anyway, here we go. Security checkpoint? Question mark. Imjingak.
Railway, we saw there before. This train was going to Pyongyang in 1950 December in the Korean War. It was bringing the military supplies for United Nations South Korean military. But before Pyongyang, there was Chinese and North Korean soldiers. So this train couldn't go and had to come back, stopped at Changdan station. Changdan is a city name, and now Changdan city is totally in DMZ. And on the plate there, second station is the Changdan station. And US Army, US military fired the train station and the train together because we gave up Changdan city and we didn't want Chinese and North soldiers use the train for the military purpose. So we fired all the things. So on the surface of the train, you see a lot of damages, 1,020 damages by US military. Then after the war, in 2004, South Korean government and POSCO is one of the biggest company from South Korea, like Hyundai, Samsung, Kia. POSCO is the steel company, steel, iron. We brought this train from the original location in DMZ to this location. Then we wash it and clean so we can see now the original one here. But when we found the train in 2004, we found a tree growing on the train. So we brought the train tree together. That tree.
This is the first Korean cat I've seen. Oh my gosh, my heart. Okay, so this is the Imjingak Peace Bridge. So they exchanged prisoners of war over this bridge between North and South Korea. And then over there, I kind of showed the wall there. So it's like, of course, a barbed wire top, kind of preventing the transfers of people between them. And then they tie ribbons to it to kind of wish in Imjingak Park here. So a lot of it's like reunification and peace and things like that. Okay, so I have 10 free minutes to go back and check out some things here. So first off, this is the peace train. So it's a train that used to carry warriors, I guess, in the Korean War, and it's decorated with the different countries from which people came from the UN. And where's Canada? There's Canada right there. Canada brought 27,000 soldiers to the Korean War on the UN side. So the way that the host describes it is like the Korean War was almost like World War III, because there was like 27 countries involved having this proxy war in Korea. really fascinating. What else are we talking about? Oh, so this is a UNESCO site. Back in 1985, they had like a TV transmission where they had families from the south come in and then kind of made a live stream reaching out to their family on the north. And then they had a few meetings over the course of the subsequent 50 years in which the families could kind of meet each other. And Gogo is our tour guide, and he was kind of talking about how that's likely to end because all the families are dying out now. But quite interesting so far. So this is the plaque for the TV show. Them kind of reaching over inside of the television agreement, and they're kind of reaching across the boundary of it. Kind of neat. So the shot of the Peace Bridge. We're supposed to have 30 minutes of free time here, but Gogo wants to talk to me early, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so nervous. What if they detain me? Perhaps my greatest error on this trip is not bringing sunscreen. It is very hot. It's very overcast, but very hot. So I think I'm just gonna have to live with it and then lotion up when I get back to Canada. Or just get sunscreen when I get to Japan. Either way. Astounding. I'm so glad I booked these trips. So cool. Alright, we're heading across the Injingak gondola. So there's the Peace Bridge. And, you can see the demarcation fence here.
Welcome aboard the Paju Imjingak Peace Gondola. This is the first DMZ tour through a civilian-controlled area. From here, Gaesung in North Korea is 20 kilometers away, and Pyongyang is 160 kilometers away. The bridge you see to the northeast is the Unification Bridge, which connects Gaesung and Pyongyang in North Korea. In 1998, Chung Ju-young, the chairman of South Korea's Hyundai Group, crossed this bridge to North Korea with a herd of cattle. To the east of the Unification Bridge is the Deokjin Samseon Fortress, a National Historic Site, number 537, of ancient Korea from the Go.
Okay, got to the other side of the gondola. Now I'm on the north side of the Han River? The Yangtze River? I'm not sure, but here's these peace pinwheels. And then what I want to do is go get a sign down here with the mine rope thing. What Gogo was saying is that there's like a 4-kilometer demilitarization zone between the two countries, and they both planted just a ton of landmines in there, so it's extremely dangerous. But because of that, the farmers can't use pesticides or fertilizers or anything like that because it would react with the bombs and blow everything up. So the farmers have to farm organically, and they have to have the military come out to the farm with them while they're doing their operations. And so it's Korea's certification of organic. This place is so surreal. It's crazy. Alright, time to take the gondola back. Quick turnaround on this, but still pretty cool. So right now I'm about, I think, 15 kilometers just south of the North Korean border. Crazy. Pretty crazy. So far I've taken a gondola every day. You can see the observation forts along the border. So crazy. So here is that farmland that I was talking about. So you can see that the civilian line is over there. What's the fence? And then in here is the farmland in which the military would have to accompany the farmers. And in which you couldn't use any pesticides or anything like that. So it's fascinating. I am So sweaty. It is so hot here. What a sick trip though. And that concludes Imjimgak. This was fascinating. I look forward to the rest of the day. Like, this was really interesting. I'm so hot, so sweaty. So fascinating.
Line, then after blue line, you will be in rear DMG. So we'll be on the road here, on the surface of the road. So front side here, or look left down or right down. On the road, you will find the blue line. So I recommend you take a picture or video. So we'll be soon there. Please prepare for your camera. Okay, now here on the road, you see the blue line. This is the southern limit line on the surface of the road. Okay, so now we crossed the blue line, and now we are in the rear DMG, less than 2 kilometers from North Korea now. Finally, we are in the rear DMG.
Yes, we're at the infiltration tunnel, which is one of the tunnels that North Korea dug into South Korea to invade. I'll talk about it more in detail after a bit here. We're just gonna go watch a video on it now. Okay, just got out of the third tunnel. Okay, gotta talk about it a little bit. First off, just fascinating. Oh my gosh. So Gogo was telling us that what happened was they kind of signed this like land agreement to go, okay, here's the demilitarization zone. And immediately after that, North Korea started digging tunnels underneath. And then an engineer from North Korea defected to South Korea, and they got him, and he kind of started pointing out these tunnels. So he thinks that there's like 100 tunnels, but they've only found 4. So you can go down into the tunnel. You can't film down there. We also went through a military checkpoint. You can't film in there. A lot of kind of military checkpoints here. Yeah, so you can't film down there, but it goes down about 500 meters at an 11-degree decline. And where it ends, there's like a stone wall, and you could peer through it. And there's 3 stone walls, and then there's the North Korean side. And in there's like, because of the humidity, Korea's super humid, and the artificial lights, there's like a forest of ferns growing in this tunnel down there, which was fascinating. You could see all the like dynamite holes. They would drill into the wall, put the dynamite, and then like blow out the granite. And so the way that South Korea found this is they just dug kind of holes. And when the North Koreans blew the dynamite, it pushed water up the holes, telling South Korea they were in the right area. And then South Korea kind of dug down and found it and shut it down. And then what happened was South Korea was like, hey, what's going on here? What are you doing? And North Korea started some propaganda saying like, well, actually it's South Korea trying to come to North Korea. And then South Korea kind of pointed out that like the incline kind of goes downwards, or goes back, I don't know, it goes some way in which the water drains so that you could dig to South Korea. And what North Korea did then eventually is they said, oh, okay, actually it's a coal mine. And they came in and painted the tunnel, the inside of the tunnel black, so that it looks like a coal mine. So pretty fascinating. Oh, here's the graph here. So yeah, there's the military checkpoint right there, and you walk all the way down. And then here's those 3 walls I was talking about. So you can go right up, and you can see right through, and all of this is like ferns. And where you end up is 170 meters from North Korea. So I think that's as close as I'm gonna get, but that's pretty crazy. See the fence line again? Kind of a cool backdrop here, but something that they were talking about is that because there's no people in the demilitarization zone, it's become this weird like nature reserve, just a huge like linear nature reserve across Korea, which is kind of fascinating. So the big thing they seek here in Korea is reunification, the rejoining of the 2 places. So interestingly, the line between North Korea and South Korea is not a border. They call it a line because they can still consider it one country. It's very interesting. Also, something they said, like the driving force behind that is kind of the familial relationships between the families across the border. And it kind of like is an interesting thing. That like family is kind of like this binding force independent of like the political forces of the world in some sense. Kind of beautiful in a lot of ways. So I'm at the conservatory here, not the conservatory, the observatory. So in the observatory, Gogo kind of like talked to us a bit about North Korea, and it's really cool what you can see from there. I'm going to try to find a picture of it and kind of talk about it, but you can see kind of like both countries built a flag, and then they competed over time to make the flag taller and taller. So they're built on these like really tall kind of telecommunications towers almost. So the Korean one's 100 meters and the North Korean one is 160 meters. And then you can see the JSA there, which is like the two buildings where the presidents meet and stuff. So kind of a cool thing there. In North Korea, they have at the base of their flag, they have like a fake village that they just built a bunch of buildings and painted like windows on them and everything, and to make it look like, oh hey, we have a whole village here. So kind of an interesting propagandist thing there. And then there's like a giant needle that's like a radar jammer or a broadcast jammer to stop all of the South Korean media from making it into North Korea. So it was absolutely fascinating. I hope I can find a picture of it and kind of talk about it a bit more. Is that all I remember? I think so. It was absolutely fascinating though, very fascinating. And what I think is funny is like, because again, you know, military controlled zone, you can't really film a lot here. This is like one of the most interesting days of my life, and yet one of the most boring videos of my life because it's just me talking. So we're in this big cafeteria here, it's kind of like a buffet. And you get like a bunch of rice and a bunch of kimchi and stuff, really cool. Again, $13 for this. This would be a bajillion dollars in Canada. And authentic demilitarization zone kimchi. Gosh, spicy. Curious about the spicy beef situation. That's amazing. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like peanut butter. I don't know what this is, but I grabbed it. Oh, it's pickled radish. Tofu action. I was just saying like, oh my gosh, I could have got a plate full of that. And then another thing here is these beans. I don't know what these are, but I'm curious what they are. They look really hard and chewy. They taste super good. They're salty and sour and savory. That's crazy good. Got a huge lunch here. Again, like a psycho, but it's so cheap and so good. This food is so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So something interesting that Gogo was talking about was the military service. So basically when you're 18, you have to do 2 years of military service, spend 10 years on the reserves, and then you're a civilian force until you turn 40. So the civilian force just means if war is declared, then you become a reservist. So, but really interesting. So the way that you can do that is you can delay your 2 years up until age 32, and then do your 2 and 10. Otherwise, you would serve them at like age 18. So we're here in the Unification Village in the DMZ, which is essentially managed by kind of the United Nations. So because of that, these people don't do the military service, but they have to live here forever. Is kind of South Korea's thing. They're saying, hey, if you're not going to do the military, then you have to stay here in this country. So or in this area. And so these people here have until age 32 to decide if they're going to live here forever or if they're going to move out. Another interesting thing, because we're in the DMZ, it's fairly restrictive about like geolocation. So there's 0 Pokemon and 0 Pokemon stops in this entire area, which is really interesting because there's so many like landmarks and no Pokemon. Really interesting. Alright, I got 20 minutes to walk around Unification Village here. I can never be a legit actor because my instinct is immediately to point at the camera and smile. There's a little park here. Oh, something that Gogo was talking about is that Korea is a big producer of ginseng. And what they do is like ginseng should be grown for 6 years. But if it's grown for 6 years, they only sell that in Korea. They export everything under 4 years. So it's kind of the only place in the world you can get 6-year-old ginseng. I guess unless you grow it yourself, but really interesting. And the Koreans are really big on it. Jung was talking about that too. This trip is freaking awesome, dude. Even more photo ops, full heart. Very beautiful. Okay, now I gotta walk around a little bit. So what Gogo was saying is that the houses here, there's a curfew in this town because it's essentially ran by the UN. So you have to be back in your house at 7 and you can't leave until 5 in the morning, kind of every night. And the homes here, they have a Korean flag outside if they're occupied, which means they're occupied by Korean people. And then if the house is unoccupied, then there's no flag. So all of the homes here will have a little Korean flag hanging outside. I'm just gonna go see if I can find one here really quick. All right, so here you can see kind of what I was talking about. So we got the house here with the Korean flag up front. And there's another one, and another one, and another one. So you can see all the different flags. Also, look at these crazy flowers. This is not in Canada, that's for sure. It's like an alien flower. But yeah, that's the Korean flags on the houses. Fascinating place. One of a kind, for sure. So another interesting thing about Unification Village is because it's in the military zone, there's like bunkers throughout the town. So it's like a small town, kind of like the size of Delisle, up in these hills. And then you'll be walking down the street and there's like bomb shelter. So absolutely fascinating place. This is so wildly unique. All right, last stop for the day. The Red Suspension Bridge. So Gogo was saying this was like a water reserve for the farm surrounding. But then as they kind of explored more, they found that there was like a bunch of buried Korean soldiers here. So they built this bridge as kind of a memorial bridge for people to now walk across. It is very, very beautiful. It's wicked hot up today. I'm kind of worried that I got sunburned, but that's part of life. What can you do? Oh, look at this foliage. The nature around here is just so beautiful. Just all the forest-covered hills. So beautiful. I can't get over just how beautiful the forested hills are. It's just so hilly. It's so green everywhere. Interestingly, I expected it to be more mountain. Alright, back in Myeongdong. It is super hot and super bright and super sunny. Anyway, we're gonna head back to the hotel, just drop my bag. I got a couple souvenirs. And then I got some time to kill until jiu-jitsu tonight. So we'll see what I'm gonna get up to. This is where I'm staying. It's so surreal to be here. So cool. So interesting. Right. Went back to the hotel and just chilled out a little bit. Had some water. Played on my phone. Big thing that I'm kind of trying to figure out is I have to get to Daegu tomorrow, which is just mega confusing. And I knew when I planned the trip that that was going to be kind of a crux and a big kind of like, I don't know, logistical difficulty in some sense. However, the temple stays so incredibly unique that I've been adamant that I'm going to kind of go through the pain of that in order to get there. I'm just in the pain right now, trying to figure it out. To which I think I do have it figured out, but yeah. Right now I'm going to go grab some food in Myeongdong district, hopefully at Kyojo, and then head back and do some jiu-jitsu tonight. I 100% though almost just extended my hotel here and skipped Dongwasa entirely. There's lots of stuff to do here that just haven't done yet. Like I won't be able to do the Starfield Library. And then of course there's just so much food to eat, so yeah, I'm gonna go find some food right now. Here we are, Kyojo. I'm gonna go one no sauce first, and then add sauce on the next one. That's insanely good. That's crazy good. Now one with kimchi. Looks like they have a house kimchi here. Really spicy one here. Let's get a little spicy. These dumplings are so good. This is also just a fun location. I feel like weird filming in here because it's like very busy, but it's like everything I love about Korea so far. It's just like active and packed and busy, but like comfy. It's really wonderful. This stuff is such crazy flavor, man. Soak your feet in the stream. So peaceful. So peaceful. So I took a minute, chilled out, soaked my feet in the stream back there. Very, very peaceful. And now I'm at this called special tourist area. It's got like a giant spider. Kind of neat. I still have like kind of 15-20 minutes before I head over to jiu-jitsu. Finishing the night off. No-gi night. Crazy Guangwon.
고개가 틀었어. 그리고 한번 브릿지 해볼까요? 훅이 들어가. 훅이 들어가면서 이제 위로 아무리 넘기려고 해도 막 이렇게 머리로도 버티는 분이 계십니다. 머리도 베이스가 될 수 있으니까요. 자, 이럴 때는 저희가 이렇게 한번 해볼 거예요. 상대방을 이쪽으로 넘긴다 생각하고 반대로 한번 넘겨볼 겁니다.
It's 9 o'clock in the night in Myeongdong right now. And this place is a giant party. It's crazy. It's a little overkill. But yeah, finished up my roll. Learned a lot of things. Got beat up. Learned a lot of things. Back to the hotel. and hopefully I can get some sleep tonight. That would be the goal. It's really crazy how many people are here. It's real. The city of the schedule, I don't understand. Again, it's like 9 o'clock at night, and it is the busiest I've seen it all day. There's people absolutely everywhere. It's wild. Last day in Seoul. Honestly, could have spent a month here, man. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot to do, and yeah, it was really, really great. Just felt really safe. Felt like the food was really good, reasonably priced. Probably the best city I've ever been to. Very wonderful.